Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you all are fine. Okay, I hope you all are learning our daily lessons in commerce. At least read one or two times. Even if you do not study by heart, no problem, but read the lesson that I am teaching for you daily. Okay, so in this commerce, we are in the 19th lesson, macro, that environment, business environment. There are two types of factors, internal factors, external factors. The external, micro, macro. Macro, we have studied the macro environment, that is outside the business. Okay, here the first one, economic environment, that we have learned, economic factors. Now the socio-cultural environment. We know any business is situated within a society, isn't it? So it cannot be avoided, because many factors of the society influence the business, because business is located in a particular society only, in the midst of a particular society. So this social and cultural factors, that environment of the society, it affects the business, because society will not be static always, but it is dynamic. It keeps on changing, because the people, they change, isn't it? The children and children's children will be there. So the family, individuals, then family changes, then their customs and traditions will be changed, then their beliefs, then religion, their language, then their values, everything will be different, isn't it? And the society, if the business is situated in the midst of the literated people, it will be different. But it is in the remote village, the people in the remote village will be illiterate, isn't it? So the literacy level also will influence the business. Okay, then the lifestyle of the people, okay, the standard of living, their taste, likes, preference, everything affect the business. Okay, that is called the socio-cultural environment. Then the third one is political and legal environment. We know political and legal environment. Legally, we have to follow that Companies Act, the provision, then SEBI's provisions, isn't it? The SEBI's guidelines must be followed for any that activities. Then political, the government, isn't it? That also, if the politics, the government is stable, only then the business will not suffer a lot, isn't it? But often within 1 year, 2, 3, that parties have been changed, or the government has been changed, then it won't be good. The business will be affected, isn't it? That political issue is the greatest one, political environment, because the legislative, they may pass some rules regarding the business in the assembly or in the parliament. Then that judgment may be made related to the labor law or any other law. They can make some judgment. So legislative, executive, judiciary, all these are the parts of political institution, okay, that affect the business a lot. The legal environment. Legally, they have to follow the rules and regulations of the government or the court, or even all the companies or firms are organized under the Companies Act, isn't it? So they have to follow the rules and regulations. They have to abide by the rules and regulations of the Companies Act, and or any for export and import, they have to follow the foreign policy, okay, their tariff, whether it is free trade or tariff is there, how much is the tariff there, okay, all these must be complied with. So legal and political environment also affects the organization, the business situated in the particular country. Then geo and physical environment. Geophysical, geographical, because any business is situated in on the land only, isn't it? Then many resources are available, but all these resources are mostly scarce resources, isn't it? So that geographical factors, then ecological factors. Nowadays it is a trend, isn't it? So ecological factors, they have to protect the ecology, the atmosphere, they may not pollute anything, even the water or the air. So the public is very conscious about the ecological factors. So they should consider this geo and uh, physical environment. Here, first one, we can talk about the natural resources. Okay, natural resources are very less, so they have to utilize the optimum utilization must be there in the resources. And the climatic conditions, the weather, okay, then all these affect the agricultural sector, isn't it? Then the government is also taking many steps whether the company is following the rules and regulations related to pollution. Okay, where the water, the waste water will be sent. It may not be diluted with the river water. Okay, so they have, and the now we can say one example, the plastic bags may not be used, but in reality the companies are using, isn't it? The ordinary people are not allowed to use, but the company people, they use the plastic bag, so that also they have to follow. Then whether the company, if it is an international organization, where to which port, whether port facilities available in order to import or export their product, or for transporting, okay, from one end of the country to the other end, how to uh, transport the goods. All these will come under this geophysical environment. Then the next one is technological environment. Now the technology has been improved, isn't it? So technological environment. So we can say every country, they do not have the technology. In the beginning itself we learned the underdeveloped in the political environment. Some of the countries, that underdeveloped countries, they do not have much technological development, isn't it? But technology is widely used all over the world, but some countries it is the highest that technology will be there, but in some other countries they do not have that much. Okay, now technology is used everywhere, even in storing goods in the warehouse, then transporting the goods, or distributing the goods, or to get the payment from the customers, isn't it? They do not go in person to a person's house. Online payment is there, online booking is available, online delivery is also there. Okay, so also the business depends upon the technological advancement of the country. Okay, then the last one is global environment. Global environment, nowadays almost all the business is international level business only, because the national boundaries have been demolished for the business, isn't it? You can business all over the world, for all over the world, for that technology has been improved, isn't it? And here, how this global environment affects the business, because since it is a global environment, the person has to learn that there will be difference in language, isn't it, and their culture. Then currencies are different. Okay, all these are the problems for the business. Then each country will be following different norms and conditions for the business, and the people have different taste and preference, because each country will be having their own that taste and taste, isn't it, preference. Then tax structure also will be different. Then in the adoption of the technology also each country is different. So all these affect the business, this global environment. Now we will learn the next heading, future environment of business. Future environment of a business. So now they are concentrating on the future. We have to predict the future environment, what will be there. So it is learned, the future environment can be learned from a word VUCA. V stands for volatility. U stands for uncertainty. Then C stands for complexity. Then A stands for ambiguity. So what will be the future environment? Okay, volatility. What is that? This one, this term itself was developed at the around 1980s. Okay, so the business will be affected by these four words. Volatility. That means the differences of changes. That means changes because the environment, the business environment is dynamic, ever changing. Okay, it won't be same always, but it changes often. So the volatility, that environment will change often. Okay, that is volatility. Then uncertainty, it is not certain, we cannot predict, so it is unpredictable. Okay, how the environment will change, it cannot be predicted, so it is uncertainty, because many factors are there, isn't it? How the political factors will change, no one can say, isn't it? Once the leader is elected, only we can say whom has been elected. So that uncertainty. Then complexity, many, that means many factors will affect the business. Okay, not one, it is complex. Okay, not simple, very complex problem. Many factors will affect the business. And ambiguity, it is not clear. What is not clear? That what are the problem will affect the business, nobody can say. Okay, it is not very clear, lack of clarity is there, that among the aspects that affect the business. Okay, so that future environment. So each and every business has to concentrate on this one. Okay, they have to these uncertain conditions, then that many changes will be there, that it is not very clear, and many factors will affect the business. All these should be managed very well. Okay, that should be done very well through planning. Planning only the management has to do first, isn't it? They have to plan about all these environmental factors. Okay, future environment of a business. Only then they can succeed. Okay, in the they can achieve the objectives of the business. Okay, that the future environment of business. The next heading, corporate governance. So what is corporate governance? Corporate, we know that companies, isn't it? Governance, that governing the corporate, the companies. Okay, so what is the meaning of corporate governance? Corporate governance means a set of rules and regulations or rules and policies, okay, that are said that governs a company. Okay, that is called corporate governance. The set of rules and policies that govern a company is called corporate governance. Okay, how they set the rules and policies in order to achieve their objectives. Okay, why they set the rules and regulations in order to reach their objectives. Okay, so they give some guidelines, they advise how to perform and how to achieve their objectives. Okay, so we can say it is that duties and responsibilities of people, especially the management. Management is the people who govern the company, isn't it? So management, including the stakeholders. Stakeholders means all the peoples, including shareholders. Okay, shareholders and that employees. Okay, employees, then creditors, that means the suppliers, then financial institutions, everything will come together. Okay, so how here who is having the most important place? The management. The management, we can say, in company who will manage the board of directors. Okay, so they are very important in corporate governance, the board of directors. They are the people who provide the guidelines for the company and for all the stakeholders. How they have to supply the goods, creditors, what will be the payment, okay. Then financial institution, how what long-term loan, short-term loans available, whether they pay the installment regularly. So all these will be managed, okay, by the board of directors. Then employees, their time of work, their salary, then whether time of work, salary, then working conditions, okay, then then about the customers, suppliers, financiers, everybody. Okay, so we can say this, that corporate governance means the rules and policies set by the management in order to achieve the objectives of the company. Okay, so our Indian government is telling that every Indian company or that Indian corporate should have a corporate governance for the listed companies. I think you might have learned about the listed companies. This company's list will be in the stock exchange. Only then they can sell or buy their shares to the public. Okay, so listed companies means in the stock exchange a list of companies will be displayed. Okay, that companies are called listed companies. So these listed companies should follow the following points. What they have to do here, they have to have independent directors. Independent directors must be in the board of directors. Okay, at least 1/3 of the directors must be independent. If there are 5 directors, around two directors must be independent directors. Okay, then here in this 1/3 of the independent directors, one person must be a woman. Okay, one woman must be there. Okay, one independent director must be a woman. Then they have to disclose all the matters related to all the deals of the company and all the payments. They have to disclose. They may not hide any deal that is with the third parties, okay, or any payments made to the third parties must be disclosed in the documents of the company. Okay, it must be displayed. Then what will be the managerial compensation or managerial remuneration that must be clearly given. Okay, clearly given how much salary they receive, including the perquisites. That means the all the benefits that they receive, maybe the free accommodation or then their transport. They may be provided with a car, including the petrol charges. Okay, so the managerial compensation must be entered. They must disclose the details of managerial compensation. Then there will be a person, CEO. CEO means Chief Executive Officer, and CFO. There you will learn in the in commerce. Okay, that CFO means Chief Financial Officer. These two people must sign in the document that they follow the corporate governance. Okay, all the corporate norms and conditions, rules and policies that must be complied with in the financial statement, that they have to sign. We have followed all the rules and regulations of the Companies Act. They have to state and they have to sign. Okay, especially these two people, Chief Executive Officer and Chief Financial Officer, must sign that all the norms have been fulfilled in preparing the financial statement. Okay, only then that the people or maybe the stakeholders, shareholders. Stakeholders means all the people related to the company. Okay, everybody has been all the people, those who are related to the company, especially shareholders, employees, customers, then the suppliers. Okay, everybody has to be protected. Okay, their interest must be protected. For this purpose only, the Companies Act has laid some rules and regulation. Whether they follow those rules and regulation must be followed, must be checked by the board of directors. Okay, the next heading is GST. I think you might have heard this. GST. What is the full form? Goods and Services Tax. Okay, GST. That wherever we go to purchase something, in the bill one column will be there, GST. Okay, we paid one tax. That tax is that will come under indirect tax. Direct tax means income tax that we pay, isn't it? This one is indirect tax levied on what? Goods and services all over the country. Okay, 3 taxes available. One is CGST. That means central government. Okay, central GST. Central government will collect one tax from for the intrastate sale. You see, in Tamil Nadu we sell goods and service, but the central government will collect the tax for our within the state we are conducting the business. Okay, then the next one, state GST. Okay, state GST. This tax will be collected by the state government. Here the central government will collect the tax for the intrastate sale. Here the state will collect the tax for the intrastate. Intrastate means within the state. All the sale. Tamil Nadu, all the goods and service that we sell, the state government will collect one tax. Central government will take another tax. Okay, equal share. Whenever you get one bill from any shop, you can see these two columns. Okay, then the other one, IGST. If we go and purchase the goods or we sell the goods in outside our state, that is called collected by the central government for the interstate sale. Okay, interstate sale. Okay, this also collected by the central government only. Okay, so here this present government only has started this tax system. Okay, that is GST. It has been introduced. One council has been set up. Okay, Goods and Service Tax Council, GST Council. This is the governing body. Okay, constitutional bodies. They only make recommendation for the union government or state government. Union government means the Indian government, then all the state governments. Okay, they were related to any rules and regulations related to these taxes. Okay, it will be governed by the council. This chairman of this GST council is the finance minister, union finance minister. Okay, union finance minister, and some other members also available. Okay, or they may be elected from the finance ministry or from the taxation tax department. Okay, the other members, but it is headed, chairperson is the union finance minister. It takes recommendation, it gives recommendation to the both union government and for the state government related to all the things related to the GST. Okay, maybe how much will be the tax, and how much must be levied, and within which time they have to deposit this amount. Okay, what all the goods are exempted from this tax. Okay, what are the services that cannot be that will not come under this taxation. Then all the rules and regulations will be recommended by this council. Okay, GST, one small heading only, you have to learn that. Okay, now shall I mark and give the question answers? VUCA stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. Okay. GST stands for Goods and Services Tax. Factors within an organization constitutes internal environment. Macro environment of business is an uncontrollable factor. The two major types of business environment are internal and external. Dash environment includes weather and climatic conditions. Geophysical. The size of composition of the population is part of socio-cultural environment. These two we have marked. The third one, corporate governance. It is in 176. Okay, corporate governance. This from here to here, then up to here, 2 points. Okay, first 2 points. What is GST? 177. GST. Okay, this one. Expand VUCA. It is here, VUCA. Okay, this one. Mixed economy we have marked already, isn't it? Natural environment of business, 175. natural environment. Here the geophysical, okay, the natural, geographical, economical factors, ecological factors. That means the natural means the natural resources, okay. Up to here the natural resources, these 3 points should come, okay. Then second one, political environment, same page, okay. Political environment from here 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, okay. Third one completed. The state the framework of corporate governance. Here these 5 points, okay. Okay, these 5 points. Then functions of GST Council. How they function, what they do, okay. All these points, okay, up to height. Functions, then future environment of business. That one only fully, okay, up to from here to here. Technological environment. Under this heading, technological environment, full, okay. The long answer, macro environment, fully, okay. Then describe socio-economical, so economic we have marked, socio-cultural also you need to mark. Then micro-environmental we have marked already, this one also we have marked. Okay students, we have completed that lesson. Then in 20th lesson I will teach you tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much.